when, in 1933, at the age of 15, John Minton arrived at Reading School, he had already experienced the tragedy of a broken home and rejection by his family. He must have felt apprehensive at the thought of new and strange surroundings, but surprisingly at Reading School his talents flourished, and it was here that his development as a sensitive and immensely creative artist began. Minton generally avoided competitive sport, but he took part enthusiastically in cross-country running, and it was in this way that he became familiar with the Berkshire countryside. His appreciation of landscape was further stimulated by his discovery of Samuel Palmer and the relatively forgotten 19th century English landscape painters. Miss Barkas, an art teacher at the school, taught Minton figure drawing and posed for this drawing by him. She was the first to recognize and encourage his talent, and it was on her advice that he went on to study at the St. John's Wood School of Art. He left art school in 1938 and went to Paris. There he came under the influence of the early romantic work of Picasso and of theatrical designers such as Chelychev and Berman. The theatre, with its heightening and distortion of reality, always held a fascination for Minton, and his lifestyle was to take on the surreal quality of the theatre. While at school, he seized every opportunity to act, write and design for the stage as a member of the school's dramatic society. In 1942, Minton collaborated with Michael Ayrton in designing these stage sets for John Gielgud's production of Macbeth. Here the Parisian neo-romantic influence is apparent, but it is not perhaps unreasonable to detect in them traces of the desolate beauty of the ruins of Reading Abbey, with which he must have been familiar. Although he found the theatre an immensely exciting medium, Minton was only once again asked to design a formal stage set for a production of Shaw's Don Juan in Hell at the end of his career. Michael Ayrton writes, "John Minton possessed a decorative talent second to none, and he needed that talent to be used. He needed to be asked to decorate buildings, but only a drinking club in Soho asked him. Minton's stay in Paris was cut short by the outbreak of the Second World War. He returned to England a confirmed pacifist. Even while at school, he had expressed revulsion for organized violence and the waste and destruction it produced. Although obliged to be a member of the school's OTC, he was always critical of its methods and beliefs. In a perceptive essay, he writes, "The next war will be in the air. But what use then is forming fours and drilling with rifles?" He continues, "All that remains is wholesale massacre and misery. Today our warfare is murdering helpless citizens with screaming shells and gassing men." The lyrical subject matter of pre-war Paris is replaced by images of horror and destruction in the bombed streets of London. Despairing figures, usually of children, become recurring symbols in Minton's painting.